Welcome to Two Shit Blokes, the Summer Session. We will also go through the International Rugby League games, the NRL games, do the reviews on the Gold Class event cinemas at Castle Hill, go through the Melbourne Cup, horse racing with Mo Lester, and chat with the Ox about all things NFL. So it's got something for everyone today. A quick shout out to the crew at the Bella Hotel for letting us use their podcast studio. Legends as always. Now sit back and enjoy the show. We're going to go straight into our comments. Firstly, actually, before we do, just big shout out to Tyler for last week's show. Thanks.
Appreciate you, Tyler. That was awesome, mate.
Really did, and still enjoy it, mate. Still on a bit of a high from it because it was great to have a really interesting chat with someone. And I know we're back here for the Summer Sesh, actually. I thought we wouldn't have much to talk about, but it has been a massive week, and there is a lot to talk about. So
a lot. We just talk about anything anyway.
Yeah,
so.
But no, there's a lot, actually. And I've actually done my planning for it, as you can see. I've got numerous pages written.
New book.
I've got a book and everything.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, so let's go into the comments. We've got Jez. About time there was some credibility brought to the potty. Tyler was an excellent guest. I gave great insight in the world of motorsport. Keep up the 1-star reviews. Very funny. Been missing a couple of weeks visiting some of Dave's shark mates up north. But back now. Get ready for more taunts and criticism. Summer Sesh going well, except for Jace's lame rant about jockeys murdering races. Do better. You had good wins. Suck it up, princess. You know why he's upset? Because he loses so often.
That's true.
That when a jockey murders a ride that we expected to win, he doesn't know the feeling.
He doesn't know what winning's like.
No. So for him, when he sees a loss, he's like, oh, well, that's normal. But when you have wins and you see it murdered, it hurts. So you ran. So, Jez, you do better.
You do better. By the way, why is he so angry? He's been away fishing up in North Queensland, and he comes home angry. I thought we'd get some praise.
I think he saw you on Sunday.
Yeah. Did I anger him?
But you anger everyone.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, we've got Dan Ox. We're going to have a good chat with Dan just about NFL. So, hey, pals, first of all, it was great hearing the ins and outs of the racing world. I believe it was the first step where there was visual. A few tips, perhaps just have the camera on the guest because you two have heads for radio only.
Correct.
So, we actually said that.
Yep.
I see you guys must have got up a 2-for-1 sale at the Nike shop. Let's leave the Nike apparel to people who can walk upstairs to the Bella Hotel. Holy shit. And not need a water break. That's so harsh. Wow. Whew, all right.
He's lucky we interviewed him before we did this. Yeah.
Can't wait to hear the rant from Jeff. He keeps calling me Jeff about player safety after what happened to Katoa. Yeah, I do have a bit of a chat about that.
I do have notes on that. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to leave you alone, Ox, because you did a great segment today.
That hurts.
But that's brutal. And we have seen your head, and it ain't much to talk about either.
By
the way, the next one's worse.
Whitehead, great interview and really interesting. My only comment is, why do video? I've seen better heads in a trough. Neither of you are in danger of winning a beauty competition.
We know.
Does Dave have any input? He was there like a stunned mullet. At one point, I thought he was frozen. Meanwhile, Jace could talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles. Oh, wow. Oh, I was looking at Dave constantly during the interview with Tyler going, mate, are you going to say anything? Dave was like...
Mate, I'm quality, not quantity.
His eyes was just spinning. So, but I will take all on board.
Thanks, White Ant, that you get comment of the week because that's brutal.
Go with that. That is, I don't know, the two walking up the stairs with a nail. It's too funny.
It's too funny.
Right. Segment 2, NRL. Australia.
You don't need to read segment 2. You just go, we're moving on to NRL.
I'm reading off your run sheet. I like to be proficient.
Have to read the segments. People will work it out.
Okay. Right. Segment 2, NRL report. Australia 14, England 4.
I'm going to go on a rant.
Go the rant now. I got to say, I didn't watch the game. I don't know. I can't get into the internationals at the moment. I'm really struggling with it.
I love it. It's Rugby League. So Australia, again, 14-4 against England, but not convincing.
The second game I always find is a bit tougher, and I do think that, I don't know, there's always a bit of a lull.
There was no 10. There was no lines on the pitch. It was shocking.
And I think that, too, that the Australian players have probably still been drunk for the last 6 weeks.
Especially the Brisbane Blokes.
Yeah, so I think that's going to run a toll.
the scoreboard says they win, but their forward pack got absolutely annihilated. Australia's did. Yeah. England smashed them.
I just think it's been a long season for them.
They were poor with discipline, sloppy ball control, and their defence slappy.
But they still won. Mate, class wins, mate. That's all it is.
So it was, what you're just saying. Individual talent got them over the line. But listen to these stats. Game 1, completion rate 66%. This is Australia, right? Errors 15, they missed 38 tackles, conceded 6 penalties. Second game, 69% completion rate, 15 errors, 49 missed tackles and gave away 13 penalties. That's not good. If they were playing New Zealand or Samoa, they get beat.
I get that, but as I said, at some point, the toll the season would have runs you, and that's what I think it is. They're getting tired. They've been away for a while now.
Please.
They've had a massive season.
Oh, poor pretty little darlings have a massive... They've got the best life you can ever imagine, mate. They're tired. Okay. Pay me $1 million a year. I'll play as much as you want. Not well.
God, you're a dickhead.
Yep.
All right. Is that all?
Yeah, go on.
All right. We've got New Zealand 40, Tonga 14, and we've got New Zealand versus Samoa. Is that the same game?
No.
Why is it there twice?
It's not.
You got Tonga and then you got Samoa. Did they play them twice?
No, Tonga played this week.
Oh, this is so you're talking about you want to talk about what's happening on Sunday?
Correct.
We got tickets?
Someone had a financial issue.
All right.
My credit card's empty, and my clients won't pay their bills. All
right, so back to it. It's New Zealand 40, Tonga 14. I didn't watch it.
It was pretty ordinary. Sorry. Not a great game. I'll just briefly go over it. Tonga held them for 20 minutes, but they struggled with the pace of the game. Pretty much everything that did go wrong could go wrong, and New Zealand should be concerned about giving them 14 points because Tonga was not good enough to score those points. Brown was outstanding again. Parrish would be bitter.
It's funny when you watch a player. There was a player in the old days, Olsen Filipane.
Yeah, I remember him.
Olsen
and he played with a black jersey on.
And he would. That's exactly right. Like he was a average first grade footballer.
Sometimes reserve grade.
Except when he played for New Zealand, where he would play. He was just amazing. Like he would carry the team the whole way through.
He was the angriest man alive with a black jersey on, but with it off, he wasn't terribly good.
And that's Dylan Brown. He's found his calling. But mate, you know what? Newcastle should be excited because they've got a player, and I reckon he'll go into 2026 a lot of confidence now.
Possibly.
And also, I think the shackles are a bit off. Like Moses is very, is a dominating player. Now it's all on him, and they've built a team around him. So
yeah, but Moses was hurt a lot this year, where he could have been the dominant half. So
yeah, I don't think he was happy at Para though. I think he didn't like. He'd already committed to Newcastle.
And he's skipping out of the joint with 13 million. Well, he didn't give a shit this year.
That's right.
So he cares now because he's playing with his mates over in New Zealand. So yeah, I agree.
All right, is it all?
Correct.
All right, New Zealand.
Why are you so aggressive today? Why are you
well,
angry?
I'll get to that. New Zealand versus Samoa. We're going to talk about it. We're not going to watch it live because Dave didn't buy tickets.
Dave's credit card is empty.
Go on.
Oh, you want me to review it? I think Samoa's the bet of the week. $2.25. They got a lot of momentum. The big difference between those teams and the things I'm worried most about Samoa is Blaze with his defence and him critical times that he makes a mistake with the ball.
He's really been shown up for his defence. It's a concern. He needs to fix it for next year. I hope he does. Like, he's too good a player.
I think he will. He's got to mature. Well, he's only a kid, but yeah, he hasn't. He just makes a good player when he does good stuff. So I'm also worried about Samoa starting with Jazz Tavanga. You know that?
Yeah. You don't like him. I like him.
I think he's a very good back rower lock. He's not a great. His service isn't great, but when they come on with Harris Tavita, when he comes on, they're outstanding. Yeah. He's so much better at hooker. Just going to be a cracking game. I'm really excited about it. It's a shame we're not going, but
yes, it is now.
Financial issues.
Oh, God. All right, we've got Matty Johns and Gordon Tallis buying a share of the Titans. I love it.
I think it's great.
I think so. What happened was the Titans were owned by Rebecca Frizzell and the Kelly family. The Kelly family sold their shares, and Rebecca Frizzell now is the majority shareholder of the team, and then they sold off portions to Tallis, Johns, and a couple other people. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great for the Titans. It gives them a good balance as well with some player input, ex-player input. I'll say this about Rebecca Frizzell, a friend of mine who hopefully is coming on the show in December, Grant Misons, knows Rebecca and speaks glowingly of her in terms as well as her business mind. So from all reports, she's not only a fantastic person, but also a really astute business person. So I think the Titans are in great hands, and there's a few good signs for them. The only thing I'm worried about with the Titans next year is they've said they're going to give Brimson first shot at 5'8".
Yeah.
They bought Lachlan Ilias from the Dragons, which I like, but the only concern with it is Ilias, I think, is a good, he can kick and maybe control the play. He's not a playmaker, which would have fallen to our man Jaden Campbell. But now they're going to say that they're going to give it.
So where's Jaden going, fullback?
Well, unless they're just brought in, unless he's going to play halfback and Ilias is just there for cover, for depth.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. But again, all great signs for the Titans for the 2026.
I just think that Matty Johns will jump off the Newcastle bus onto the Titans bus, and he'll be pro-biased commentary about the Titans, the same as Gordy's been for the last couple of years. So I don't have a problem with it.
Good on him, mate. I reckon it's fantastic.
They won't criticise the Titans ever again. So there you go.
Anytime players want to be involved back in the game that fed them, so to speak, I think it's great. Good on them. Ryan Pappenhausen leaving the NRL. He put out a message on Insta, and also the team did, that they've released him from his final year of his contract, and he hasn't officially said he's going to R360, but he's just taken a step away, as he said, to see, I guess, that there's more to life than rugby league. I'm sad. I love watching Ryan Pappenhausen. I understand why he's doing it, though, because this is a guy whose body has been through hell.
Yep.
And week in, week out, he cops a flogging, and he's not big. He's quite thin. He's quite, he's wiry, but he's still fit, and he's a fantastic rugby league player. But hats off to him for making the decision, and I wish him nothing but the best, because he's brought so many great, I guess, memories or clips from the game that people got to enjoy.
He's also had some horror leg injuries.
Oh, shocking injuries, mate, and he's bounced back, and should be the poster child for what it's like to overcome those kind of adversity incidents in rugby league and come back and still be at the peak of the game. And I wish him nothing but the best.
Very resilient, that bloke. I hope if 360 gets up, I hope he gets a packet full of money.
Yeah.
And, I wish him no ill will. He won't be coming back if he does go.
No, I don't think he wants to. I think he'd be, late 20s now. He's got the podcast with Cameron Munster and Jerome Hughes.
We'll overtake him.
Which is a very good podcast. They interviewed Cameron Munster about him leaving, and Cameron was very, it's disappointing kind of thing, but supportive, you know what I mean? Like he's losing his mate from the club. It did indicate there might be more to it, like a bit of, not mental health, but, kind of in line with mental health with him, just to get his head right and have some. And I hope that's not the issue with him, because you don't want to see anyone struggle through anything. But I hope that he goes on to some great things and really gets to see what life's all about and have his body actually okay for, the later years of life, because, mate, those injuries were horrific. So,
do you think that NRL clubs were chasing him for?
Any club would want him.
Yeah.
He might walk away for a year and then look at R360 and go, no, not for me, and then come back to the Bears. He may do. Like, he might just want a year off for his body, but I don't know. But whatever he goes to, I hope it works out, because he's
100% will.
He was
100.
He was. I don't know if anyone remembers when the Storm won the grand final against Penrith. He was a Clive Churchill medal winner, and he had one of the best halves of football you'll see, which got him the award. He was outstanding. So that's what he brings, and so his talents will go elsewhere. The last one too is Eli Katoa. So for those that don't know, Eli Katoa played against New Zealand for Samoa. He plays in Samoa. Played against New Zealand on the weekend. After the game, was rushed to hospital with a brain bleed. They had to do surgery to release the pressure on his brain. He's obviously not a bad way. He's stable in hospital, but his career is in limbo now. And if anyone's seen rugby league at all, you'll know that Eli Katoa for the Melbourne Storm is one of the best second rowers in the game. So it's a massive story. It hasn't got a lot of. It's got some press now, but I thought it would have been bigger at the time. But it's quite a serious incident.
Yeah, I have some thoughts on it. I saw the footage of it as they were warming up. They showed it, and I thought, there's no way this bloke's going to play. The Tonga's medical staff has said that they didn't see the footage.
Yeah, so for people wondering, during the warm-up, they were just warming up. The bomb goes up or kick goes up. The player jumps to catch it. Ellie's chasing the ball. He jumps up and cops the shoulder to the head, quite at full force. He went down.
Yeah, he didn't. Mate, he was out before he touched the ground.
So it clearly, and the camera showed it.
It was clearly a grade 1.
Yeah, so if this was during the game, he does not play, and he probably wouldn't play for the next week.
Yep.
The officials for Samoa said that they never saw the footage and were not aware of the seriousness of it.
Yep.
He then is assessed by members of the club, but not given a HIA assessment.
He wasn't given an HIA.
Wasn't a HIA. They just assessed him, and they asked the player who shoulder he ran into, and they gave answers. He gave answers as well, so they cleared him. He plays for 10 minutes.
Gets a HIA.
Gets a HIA. Passes it.
That, yep.
Goes back out, and then in the 50th minute, gets another knock, starts stumbling, and then they take him off, and he doesn't go back on the field.
Yeah.
He then has delayed concussion symptoms.
And he has a seizure on the side of it.
Seizure on the sideline. Take him to hospital, and it goes from there.
I think what will come of this, I think that the Tonga medical officials will probably get a harshly worded letter. I don't think anyone's getting sacked over it.
They should.
Well, not if they didn't see the footage.
That's one part I don't find
plausible. Well, everyone else had seen it, but okay. So let's say they didn't. Right. This is one in how many games of rugby league get played?
Yeah.
Every week. So it's a 1 in 1,000 game situation that's come up. So what will happen now is they'll put a policy in that the doctors that'll watch their warm up to make sure that no one gets concussed during the warm up. And
how does the ground official, and there are ground officials, not then go to the manager for Tonga and say, we've seen this. He needs a HIA.
Yeah.
That's common sense.
I know it's not the producer of Fox Sports or
no, but it's common
sense. But they should have sent that footage to the NRL.
Yes,
and
they
said,
should have. But every team has a manager. Every ground has an official.
Well, what about the trainer? It's on the field. Trainer. He was knocked out. Right, he was in Disneyland. The way that it hit, mate,
it looked terrible. That's what I'm saying. Like, how can they say, no one's getting sacked? Someone should be sacked. People should be sacked. Like, the guy had a brain bleed. I know he passed his HIA, but he should never have been allowed to play.
Agreed.
Like, his career now, dead set, it's uncertain.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back, but if he does and gets another concussion...
Well, he's going to sue, right?
He has to.
Yeah. You've got to look after your family.
I think it's awful, mate. I really do.
I do too, mate, but, it might be one of those things that is just a policy workaround later and they'll work it out.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I just find that this could have ended absolutely tragically, and luckily it didn't yet. For his career it might be, but anyway. All right. Let's get into the reviews. Do you want to do the horse racing first?
No, do Jason Dave's reviews and then
we'll... All right, the reviews. We have the 5-star reviews. We're doing it of Event Cinemas Gold Class at Castle Hill. I don't know why. Where did this one come from?
I hate this joint.
Yeah, I know why. Because you take like a family and it costs you about $800.
That's why I can't afford tickets to go see Samoa in New Zealand play.
It's disappointing. I was looking forward to that. Anyway.
I apologise.
All right, so we've got the 5-star review for Razilla Vagajali. I love this cinema. Comfy sits. Plus, it doesn't smell shit, especially like Parramatta.
Yep, doesn't smell like shit, Jason.
What a 5-star review. All right, the 1-star reviews. We're straight into it. Oh, my God. Here we go. This is long. Rhiannon Smart. This is a long review.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't remember it.
I had a great experience watching a movie here with my partner until I asked for a copy of our tickets as a souvenir. Okay. The previous staff member who served us had kindly explained there was no receipt paper left, but he invited us to come to the bar afterwards for a printed copy once it was available. When we returned, we were served by a tall, blonde, curly-haired male who spoke to us with an incredibly disrespectful tone. He loudly tapped the counter and machine, huffed and puffed at our simple request, and ignored my partner completely, even though he thanked him multiple times. He told us he needed a manager, then stomped over to presumably speak with them, only to stomp back and hand us a single torn ticket without a word. I didn't expect to be treated like royalty, but a basic level of respect would be appreciated, especially when I'm spending my money at a business that's meant to provide customer service. That's a long rant for just someone who just
didn't
get away and wasn't.
Were they getting married? Was she thinking they were getting married? Is that what? Have you got ticket stubs from you and M from your first movie you went to?
It's just okay. All right.
It's the dumbest shit ever, right?
Yes, it is. All right. Now we've got Amanda Deswart.
Deswart.
The condition of the cinema was appalling. Well, someone just said it was great. It didn't smell like shit. The seats were filthy, covered in sticky residue from what appeared to be old soft drink. I hope it's old soft drink.
You hope it's old soft drink.
And reeked of body odor. The floor was littered not just with popcorn, but with rotting chicken wings and other rubbish. It was clear the theatre had not been properly cleaned for some time. To make matters worse, the food I'd pre-ordered was cold, stale, and tasted spoilt.
Yeah.
After attempting to eat it, I became sick, and the toilets are disgusting. This experience room was supposed to be a special birthday celebration. I expected far better. I'm appalled by the lack of basic hygiene and care shown. I'd like my money back.
You're not getting it back. And I'm not sure that was soft drink.
I don't think it was either. Oh, all right, we've got Wendy O'Connell. I was taking my daughter to see the Stitch movie, was served by a balding man at the desk. Firstly, he burped out loud. Whilst I was showing him my ticket, no care shown that he did that. I then asked to order 2 choc tops. He told me he couldn't do it. It was easier for me just to do it yourself on the app.
This is gold class.
I walked away, went to the app, but there wasn't an option to order this. I approached another male employee who helped me and said it was possible for me to order at the counter. We proceeded to the cinema to find my seat was broken to the point it wasn't even reclined forward enough to sit comfortably. I went back outside and asked for a new seat to be changed, which it was. I finally got a new seat, was served a soggy chop top. Not the experience I wanted. These are such first world problems.
They are. You poor thing. We love these people. They're awesome.
Oh, EJ, this place smells worse than a retirement village. The seats all smell like someone is farting. Stale food everywhere. The staff are all on their phones, not caring about their job. I'm going to pay $19.50 for one movie. Can I at least be not so smelly? I felt like I'm suffocating. I've been there a few times. I haven't had this experience. Millicent Stubbs. Wow, okay. I took my mum for a movie at Gold Class Rouse Hill for a nice Mother's Day treat.
Can I stop you there?
There's no Gold Class at Rouse Hill.
Yeah, there is, but we're doing Event Cinemas Castle
Hill. So they've copped the spray. It's not even their fault. I wonder if the others do that.
You could skip it now. She just carries on, but she's in the wrong one.
Wrong place. Annette Kovalak. I went to the cinema on Friday, 16th of December, and had the most horrific experience. This is going to be gold. It's going to be great. When we sat down at our says, okay, let's say seats, but you say says, we noticed a sickening smell coming from the seats. I turned around and there was vomit on the wall. Oh, fuck. And a garbage bag on the floor and a sign. So staff would have been seeing it but did not bother to clean it properly. This is unacceptable for any cinema, especially when the charges the prices they do. The photos attached show the disgrace. I demand a refund and compensation.
Compensation.
I don't know about the compensation, but I do think you deserve a refund. And that is horrific. You're sitting next to vomit. Oh, gross. Oh, okay. Yuck. Chada Burjar Basil. Booked the movies bed at the cinemas today for myself and daughter. They were absolutely disgusting. There were stains all over the bed, popcorn everywhere, and they smell like urinal. They've never cleaned. So disappointed. I'm getting a sense that these aren't the cleanest places.
No.
Darren Kitto, this place is a never go again. It stinks like your grandma's house if she died in there and hadn't been discovered for 6 weeks. And then it was locked up for another 6 weeks. And they put a movie screen in there and forced you to watch it. Disgusting. Send the health department and condemn it. I need a shower and it's just the ads. Oh, that's the best. Oh, I'd like to meet Darren. Corinne Bailey. Last time I attended a movie here, I sat on spew. Well, the other lady found where the spew came was on the wall.
Why did you sit there?
Why did you sit there? I went to the toilets to wash my hands and there was no hand wash or toilet paper and place smelt like fart.
It is a toilet.
Australia, most disgusting cinema. Don't go. Worst cinema experience I've ever encountered. I won't go to event cinemas again. Reading and Hoyts all the way. All right, what's your thoughts on Gold Coast?
I hate it. It's too expensive. The food's shit. I'm not doing it. It's
Look,
never again.
I'll give it 2.5. Look, I like going. I completely
Give it
agree.
1.
Completely agree with you. It's far too expensive. The food is way out of price. But their Sundays are pretty good. I do like their Sundays.
I haven't had a Sunday.
The Sundays, you do a shared one. They do this massive shared one with your kids. It's
I'm not sharing with my kids. They suck.
Pretty good. No, you don't share it. You hog it. We did get something the other day, and it was pretty awful. I can't even remember what it was, like a drink of some description, and it was pretty bad. And the food, I don't eat there anymore.
No,
it's just too expensive. For what you get, it's rubbish. But I do like sitting in a lounge and watching a movie. Who doesn't? All right, let's go into racing. All right, we've got our good friend, well, not our friend, but we've got a person, Mo, who's going to tell us, firstly, mate, how did you go yesterday? Being the Melbourne Cup, the big race.
Yeah, as always, a tough day, but I made a little bit of money, so that was a bonus.
How did you go with on the actual cup itself? Did you back half yours?
I did. I liked it, and then I got talked out of it, and then I thought I better have a mental health bet and back it anyway. And I seemed to make some money on the race, so that was something.
I was a bit the same, mate. I was talking to a guy on Saturday at the races, and I said, who do you like in the cup? And he said, I can't go past half yours. And I was at that time thinking, I like it. And then I'm such an idiot, as we all know.
Agreed.
But I've always been of the old school thought that the Caulfield Cup is a great prelude to the Melbourne Cup, and I still believe that. But what I started to do was I looked for other horses in that same race, thinking, and that's where I came up with Prestige Nocturne, thinking, that's going to be a great horse. But you go past half yours, who did more than enough to win, was fantastic in winning, and you kind of discard it and look for something else that can beat it. When all you had to do was go, it beat everything on the day, convincingly. It's got a great weight, a great jockey, and a good barrier, and a good trainer. And it just did everything and smashed them. So it's just disappointing. But I like yourself, mate. I had a little bonus bet on it, but still, it's just disappointing because the writing was on the wall and you get talked out of it and you second guess yourself.
Yeah, well, it's one of those races where everyone sort of overcomplicates it a little bit, and then the internationals come into it and they don't really perform over here. So you get sucked into those hypey horses that come from overseas, and if you just remember back to last year, you probably tell yourself, this day last year, I'm never backing an international runner again because they're legless. But you turn up next year and there's a hypey horse and you get involved. So
it's very true. It is. I had some time today and I started looking at half yours, and the trainer Tony McAvoy and the job he's done actually to get the horse ready for the Cup. It's quite remarkable. This was a horse that had its first race in November 2 years ago. It didn't win its first race for 7 races, so it's still finding itself. So it won its first, broke its maiden in July 2024 in Geelong over 1,400 metres. So it wasn't a noted race. Doesn't perform well over the next 6 months, where it wins 1 more race from 4. Then he spells it, and then he comes back for the spring, and he goes from May 2025, first, second, first, fifth, first, fourth, then a first in the Caulfield Cup and a first in the Melbourne Cup. The training effort of McAvoy, in my opinion, to get this horse and find its distance range and to get it ready for this race was outstanding. I think it's a phenomenal trainer and a phenomenal training effort. But the ride of Jamie Carr, I think, was something special in that race. From what I've watched,
did you see the overhead?
That's what I was about to say. I saw the overhead of it, mate. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, inch perfect. Unbelievable.
Yeah. She is and always has been a very, very good jockey. I used to back her when she was in Morphettville, where she started. Then she made the I'm going to Melbourne, obviously, to ride in the bigger races. And she was the first female to win 100 races in a year, and has always been good. She had a few personal problems in between, but then has bounced back, and this year again she's stepped up, and it was great scenes, and it was also great, and I think people underestimate the role that Michelle Payne played in her becoming the jockey she is, because Jamie even says, like, when you're a female rider and you see Michelle Payne win the race that everyone wants to win, you realise not only is it possible, but that's what I want to do, so it pushes you even further. So it was actually great to see, and yeah, I'm just pissed off that I didn't back it significantly myself, because it was there, and yeah, missed that one. But anyway, I'll miss others, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
You do it
at least you're not the bloke that had $500,000 on Al Ripper at the call of the card. He's probably got a bit of a sore head, and the betting move for Prestige Nocturne late. Wow.
It was massive. Came into favouritism.
$10. It was $10 in the morning into $5.50 in some places.
Yeah.
And it's legless.
Yeah, it was, mate. I think Al Riffer was 4 wide the trip. Valiant King, the other favoured runner, was 3 wide. Presage Nocturne did nothing, and the jockey said just did nothing. He openly said did nothing, and Buckaroo was 3 wide.
That came last.
And Craig Williams said it just was 3 wide. He ran out, and you're not going to win over 3,200 metres at 3 or 4 wide. Just not going to happen. And
Lean Legend took off halfway along, and at the turn was going, hurry up.
Yeah, yeah. And that hurt Royal Supremacy. Royal Supremacy couldn't settle, so he had to go forward as well. Couldn't find a spot. It's 24 horses, mate. You need that luck.
Big field, yeah.
But Jamie Carr also made her own luck in that race. She was bottled up on in the middle of the pack, but just she said when the gap opened, you go for it. If anyone wants to see a movie about stuff like that, you should watch Ride Like a Girl, the story of Michelle Payne, because in there her dad, Paddy Payne, talks about the gap that you got to take when they open as a jockey, and he said because if you don't take a gap when it first opens, it'll close just as quickly. And that's the confidence you have to be on a good horse, and that's what Jamie did. Jamie saw the smallest of gaps and said, that's mine.
Yeah.
It just went straight past.
It was a beautiful ride.
Mate, it was fantastic to see. So, yeah, it was good. But unfortunately, yeah, I didn't win much on it, but that's life.
Josh, Mo, I nearly rang your sister, Carly, instead of you, because she picked this horse to win. So she's the family tipster. Didn't give me any money, but wanted the profits.
Of course she did. But, yeah, it's a funny race, the Melbourne Cup. Like, I think 2 weeks out, I'm thinking, I don't even want to bet into this race. It's too hard. And then the closer you get, the more exciting it gets. And, $10 a field. I had 7 win bets on that race to collect a profit yesterday.
Yeah.
Tell me what other race you can do that in.
Yeah, right. I think I was doing a lot of mystery trifectas.
We had 1,000 of them.
Yeah, I didn't come close, to be honest with you, but I did. Any time I had a bonus bet throughout the day, which obviously there's a lot of races, a lot of promotions, I'd put that on something else in the cup, because for that very reason you just said, if you're getting anywhere from 10 to 20 to 40 to 1, then a $10 or $15 bonus bet on something is worth it. You get your money back, and that's what I ended up doing with half yours. I had a $20 or $30 bonus bet on it, so at least I got some money back for the day.
And you don't have to have much on to have a decent result. Like Lean Legend, even though it sort of, punched it at the 400 metres, like if it kept going, there was $80. Like available $90, 100 to 1. Then you have to have $5 on as a saver, and you win it.
And that's
$500 to $1,000.
And there's your profit. So, yeah, it was a good day, mate. So that was the Cup. What did you think of? So on the Saturday we had the Golden Eagle and Autumn Glow. For me, my opinion, phenomenal horse.
Unbelievable. Maybe the next week, not sure. But
Well, it's one,
calling it.
yeah, 8 from 8.
Done nothing wrong.
Jason's snotting all over the studio, but don't worry about that. Bushman's hanky. Bless you. He's allergic to me.
Cats. You've been playing with your cat.
I never touch my cat, ever.
Sorry.
Go.
But yeah, so Autumn Glow, 8 from 8. It was a $1.6 million purchase, and it's won $7 million in prize money. It's trained by the great Chris Waller, and from what I saw, it is a phenomenal horse. I don't know if it's got the Winx class, but it keeps winning, mate. That's all you can do, and it's. I don't mind losing.
I keep backing it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mind if I don't back it and I lose on something and it wins. I still love watching it because it is just a phenomenal horse.
I also, Josh, Mo, keep calling you Josh. I don't know why I do that.
Who's Josh?
Jimmy Starr, you tipped him to me 2 years ago that he was a great horse, and I've got it in my black book in my betting app, and gets up in race 7 at Randwick.
Yeah, and probably not even the best run of the day. I think the best run of the day was Observer in the Derby.
That was good, yeah. That was good.
After Mark Zara giving us a heart attack last week at Moonee Valley, it was probably the thing that helped it win, letting it down and not pushing it right out. And yeah, I think that's another horse to follow. Could be the next Animo for like Cox Plate bound next year, that sort of thing. Maybe even the Melbourne Cup.
It was impressive.
He is a little inconsistent. Some weeks he's on fire, and the other weeks he's
Zara.
No, I mean Jimmy Starr.
Oh, Jimmy Starr. Yeah. No, look, yeah, right. Jimmy was good. I agree with Observer though. I was lucky enough. I had the multi with Observer, Jimmy Starr, and Autumn Glow. It paid well too. It was about $12. So, and to be honest, I never looked in. I never felt uncomfortable.
I can't back one winner, let alone get three over 3 races.
When you got favourites that you think are quite good, I'll have a good go, and it was a good result because, but again, favourites. I do find in the big races, as much as I hate backing a favourite, if they're a very good horse, they're tough to beat because that's what they're trained up to do at the day. So it was good. And
you had a winner at Flemington, Jason.
Yeah, Tentyrus.
Yes,
we backed it the week before, and it was a heart attack watch, and he got the job done. But I was so confident going in this race, and it won by 4 or 5 lengths.
Great, it was a great run.
It is an explosive horse. Jeez, it was good to watch. Yeah, so that was a good win.
I've got a couple of tips for tomorrow. Are you interested?
No, not really, but go.
I don't know. What are you so nasty to me all the time?
They're just not good. They'll be what, $1.50 favourite?
Oh, they're not actually.
Go.
I haven't put the odds on this one. I think it was $5 this one.
Okay.
It's Melbourne Race 3, number 1, O Diamond. Last starter got smoked in a Group 3. But this race suits it better. I've done my research. The favourite is Keep You Cool, which won a benchmark 95 race. But I don't think it's in the same class as O Diamond. So if you're looking for a nice bet, I think that one. And I also like race 7, number 10, Surfs Up. It's got J-Mac on it. It's $5.50. It's got a nice barrier draw against the 2 shorter horses that are on. They've got the favourite and the second favourite, who was starting in the car park. So I really like Surfs Up.
Okay. I will not look at either of them, but
you heard it here first.
We'll put it up on Instagram.
Mate, people love my tips.
Well, actually, on the weekend you did well. So on the weekend just gone, as everyone would have seen on our Instagram page, Dave tipped Autumn Glow and Jimmy Starr. So that was out of
and Marapi was raging force. So.
Yeah, out of 3 tips, 2 of them won. I tipped Tentyrus and 2 others, and Tentyrus obviously won, and my other horse came second, and the other one was the Japanese runner in the Golden Eagle, which came nowhere. So it wasn't a bad day. 3 out of 5? 3 out of 6. Yeah, so not bad.
Yeah, you only had 2.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. So this week mine is I know I just bagged you out for the favourites, but I do like get a good feeling with Zara aboard on the Oaks. I just think with Zara on board, he's on fire. But then on Saturday, I was chatting to the guy who basically purchased this horse, Artemex, race 6, number 5, Artemex at 390. He's very excited by it. Now, it's never had a run before. It's its first time, which is obviously the unknown. But he's actually really excited.
Is this a highway or?
No, it's a
maiden.
Yeah, never run before.
Oh, okay.
So it's race 6.
Every one of them's going to be linked if you talk to the owner.
Yeah, no, well, let's see. It's trialled, so I think it's you're very negative, but that's okay. Let's see how we go.
That's how we roll.
And then I'm back on Like a Lucy in Melbourne, race 7. It came second to Pride of Jenny last week, but it's backing up now. Pride of Jenny's $4,
$4.20 because that's my tip.
And Like a Lucy's $9.
Yeah,
and I think Like a Lucy's going to do it this time.
This is the problem with this race. Every time I go against the Jenny,
can you go against it?
I'm backing it, so you can win.
Oh yeah, cool. That's better.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you.
That's good. That works.
So every time I go
against...
Can
I tip too?
Yeah, go for it, JJ.
Momo. So tomorrow at Flemington, race 2, I've been told Cloudland's a great chance, and if it doesn't run there, it's going to run on Saturday.
Yep.
With J-Mac on. So wherever it goes, I want to be on Cloudland.
Yep.
I want to be on Saturday we're versing Tentaris, Flemington, race 7, number 6. I want to be on Giga Kick. He definitely could have got a slot into the Everest. Knocked it back. His horse is set for this race. You saw last start.
Which horse? Giga Kick, did you say?
Giga Kick, race 6 on Saturday, number 1 at Flemington. But we're up against Tentaris is probably the main danger. I just want to be with Giga Kick.
I did see that.
Jolly Star's in the race as well.
Yeah, that's a cracking field.
Tentaris is 245. Man, I'm on Tentaris. I just think the way that exploded, I think it's got plenty left. But you could been wrong many times, and they are very class horses, the ones you mentioned. So, yeah.
So I've got Pride of Jenny, race 7, number 7 at Flemington, and then I've got Randwick, race 8, number 8, Rise of Dawn. I'm staying on that thing. It's going to give me a win. I got to keep going, and then I got a roughie I'm pretty sure it's at Randwick, race 5, number 7, Star of India. It's $9.
I saw that. I like that.
Yeah.
Star of India, yeah.
Well, who's taught me how to punt? Paulie. Yeah. So we always pick the same horses.
Yeah, no, I do
dickheads.
like that one. That's good.
Anything else, Mo?
Nothing from me. I've got no dogs. You haven't given me enough time to prepare this week.
I know. It's not like it springs up on you, mate. It's the same time and date.
Well, I didn't tell him until yesterday afternoon that I was going to have him on, and he went, and I quote, "I'm on night shift. I got to sleep."
That's a him problem.
I know, but
fine.
He's my baby boy, and I'm not gonna bag him.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Mo. Happy punting. We'll see how we go next week.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Keep the kids in the van, Mo.
Okay, we've got our good friend Dan Ox from Philly, the city of brotherly love. He's back on the line to talk all things NFL. Welcome, Ox. Thanks for joining us.
Boys, welcome. Glad to be back.
I will quickly just say, and we'll do our best to clear it up. There may be a slight delay just with the link overseas, so listen patiently because it is going to be very informative. Take it away, Dave. You got a few questions for the big fella.
I do. Contenders, pretenders, and never a chance in the NFL. Ox, what do you got for us?
All right. Well, I have been doing a bit of my research. First of all, I would be saying that I actually think the Chiefs are in trouble. They are still predicted to probably win their conference. However, they've got Denver and Chargers ahead of them, and I think Denver Broncos have been absolutely killing it by taking out some big names. And I just don't think the Chiefs are playing as well as what they were last year. So I actually wouldn't be surprised. I think as of right now, they actually miss the playoffs. If it was to, all done and dusted, they miss the playoffs. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do miss the playoffs, but, knowing Chiefs, they might be able to sneak in there.
I totally agree with you. Totally.
another one that has caught my eye, I do think the Ravens will get into the playoffs. I think they'll go ahead of the Steelers, even though Steelers have actually been playing pretty decent.
So the Ravens are 3-5. Obviously, with Lamar getting injured, they lost all those games. He's back now. A lot of people are saying that they could actually make a run for the Super Bowl if he's healthy, which is will be quite remarkable to make the Super Bowl when you're at 3-5, almost halfway through the season.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you got their conference is pretty weak. I think Steelers are the only ones in front of them, and I think they've got 5 wins. And yeah, Steelers can be pretty hit or miss.
Was the Ravens against the Dolphins last week? Was that game?
That was the week. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
It's hard to get a gauge off where the Ravens are at off that game against the Dolphins, because the Dolphins are shocking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Actually, I think Eagles just signed one of the Dolphins boys today.
Yeah, they got their best edge rusher, Phillips. So
Jalen.
Yeah, Jalen for a 3rd-round pick. So the Eagles have really improved their pass rush with that. And the Dolphins are just, I guess, at that point now, they're clearing house to build up some draft stock and get rid of some salary cap.
You've got to get rid of the coach.
I can't believe he stayed. Cannot believe he stayed. They fired the GM after last week's debacle, and they kept the coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I find interesting about the NFL versus college ball, you get a coach that loses 2 games, gets punted, and you got the Giants coach whose losing record is absolutely, I think it's 36-5, something ridiculous like that. And he keeps his job, and in the college they're gone. So,
yeah, it's pretty cutthroat business, to be honest. But speaking of the college, I believe James Franklin has nearly landed himself another job.
No, I haven't heard
it was
that.
Like
what do you got? Where are at?
Just one of the boys. I can't remember what they did tell me which college it was. It's not done and dust. It was just a few rumors that he was getting linked to it, and I can't remember. I think it was like one of the lower name colleges, because I think with the stipulation, like when you do get sacked, they do get a payout. However, they are meant to find another job or try to.
Yeah.
And then I think there's hopefully by next week I'll try and let you know who he's getting linked to.
So my other question for you, Ox, was, from an American's point of view, how does this college like Penn State go from the college championship to an unranked team? Like, how does a program like that just fall apart?
Well, they shouldn't, because I think they came into this season ranked number 2.
That's correct.
And they just went downhill. They did lose a few defensive players to the NFL draft. I know they held back Drew Aller another year.
Yeah, that's a quarterback.
Just to, the quarterback, just to try and, get the win. And now he's injured and he's going into the draft, missing pretty much most of the season, and off the back of quite.
If he gets drafted, he's going to be a late rounder anyway. So
but they were predicting him in the first round initially at the start of the season.
Yeah,
and then his play just didn't warrant that by halfway through. He's going to cost himself significantly. I think the same thing happened with LSU. I think LSU or one of the other big schools, their quarterback came back, and again they just haven't delivered on the stage. So they're costing themselves. But they come back with all the nil money, so they're fine in college. They're getting paid well.
Yeah,
but. So
absolutely.
Going to the NFL now isn't as big as a thing as it used to be, because they're making more money in college than they are in due to the salary cap rookie contracts being quite, I won't say small because they're still big, but they aren't as much as what people think.
Yeah.
And then they rely on the NIL money to get the sponsorship and that during college and make millions.
My thoughts on the programs that go like Penn State is I don't think they've adjusted yet to this new format of the college championship. Like it used to be, they played 1 or 2 good teams during their season, and then they'd play people that they beat by 50. Right now, they play 5, 6, 7 sides that are a really high quality, ranked team, and they get beat twice, and then the fans are losing their minds because they're not actually used to these, top programs. I just have never seen it so competitive as what it is now.
I agree. Sorry to cut you off there, Ox. I agree, mate. I think that also too where they seem to be struggling is, and I know this is for Penn State, their coach just couldn't win the big games. He couldn't. He was one of 15, I think, against teams that were ranked in the top 5 or something. It was a ridiculous record. He just couldn't deliver. But I think, and we're watching it now, that it's very competitive. And with the transfer portal, teams that were very good can lose a couple of players, and a team that was average can gain those players and become significantly better in the space of a season. We haven't had it. The transfer portal has changed college football, and I also think it's changed the NFL because you're getting players now in the NFL that have played maybe for 3 different college systems, college teams, that have to learn different systems. And then I don't think they're coming to the NFL as prepared as what they used to be.
Yeah.
I think that's particularly the quarterback position.
I agree with that.
I think they're really struggling to get some good quarterback play at the moment because it's just they're not learning. They're just moving from team to team to team, getting more money to do so. They're getting paid now to do so. And I think they're struggling. So when they hit the NFL, because of the difference in class, and they haven't learned a proper system. And I think that was actually raised by Tom Brady, actually raised that same point.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone knows, he would.
He may. You don't know. So my point for this, Ox, is that you look at this weekend, you've got Penn State playing Indiana and Bama's playing LSU, right? They are very, very good football colleges, right? But they wouldn't play, like Penn State's played 4 teams in the top 10 this year. They would, go back 2 years, they would never have played those teams. They would have played 2 teams within their conference, and that would have been it. So I think there's an adjustment period, and I think these coaches are probably winning lotto by getting paid $50 million to walk away. But I think over time that'll probably settle down.
Yeah, exactly right. Like I'd be pretty much, Penn State's pretty much written off this year. I do believe they haven't secured any coaches or anything like that. I think they're talking with one of the Ohio State guys. I think he's favoured to pretty much take over next season.
Right.
Next season will be interesting for them too, Ox, because as you said, they've lost their quarterback, and unless they've got someone already ready to come through, they could be in even more trouble. So it's going to be an interesting time for them with the QB moving on and a few other different things. So if they don't get the right coach and the right system, it could be another tough season for them.
Yeah, exactly right.
Any NFL gossip that we don't know down under that you got for us, Ox?
No, pretty much everything you guys know. Not too much has changed. Did you see what happened to young Jaden Daniels?
Oh yeah, that was a nasty, dislocated elbow.
He shouldn't have been.
That's another bad one.
That wasn't his throwing arm though, was it?
No, because I think he tucked his the ball underneath his throwing arm, and that arm was just to brace the impact.
That was lucky then, mate, because if that was his throwing arm, you may not see him again ever.
He was playing poorly though, so it probably helped him.
Yeah, very poorly.
Well, he hasn't been good this year. I think they've worked him out.
Oh, I think he's copped some injuries this year. He has not been healthy for a lot of the year.
Yeah.
And I think their O-line is woeful. They lost Austin Eckler, who is, I know it sounds weird, but he is a massive part of that team because he's a very efficient third down back that they can just dump off the ball, and he's going to make them some yards when they're in a bit of trouble. And they've lost that aspect of their game. And plus, as you said, they've worked him out a bit, and he hasn't adjusted. I do think injuries. Ox, I'm going to ask, I'll throw some teams at you, right? These are the teams that have only lost 2 games this year, right? So you got the Patriots.
Yeah,
the
Patriots.
Colts, Denver, Seattle, Rams, Tampa, and the Eagles. Mate, out of those teams, this is just my opinion. I want your take on it. Do any of them really jump out as like, oh yeah, they're going to go to the Super Bowl?
See, I still can't believe the Colts are winning the amount of games they're winning.
It's breaking my heart.
Even the Patriots, See, Tampa Bay, I actually think Tampa Bay does have a pretty decent team. Rams, when your boy Puka Nakua,
Yeah.
remember when he's healthy, but he gets injured all the time.
He's injured again, isn't he? He played well, then got injured again on the weekend.
Yeah, I think he got injured and then he went back out on the field, but I don't know if he's ruled out this weekend, but he just keeps going down. When he's healthy, he's a pretty solid dude to be passing into. Actually, speaking of the Rams, I wouldn't be surprised if Stafford does get MVP.
He's
I know he's not favourite.
But he's playing well, mate. He's playing so well.
Didn't he make a great decision by staying at LA and not going to the Giants?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
It's not all about the Giants, mate. Come on, let it go. What about, mate, I'll tell you, I like Seattle at the moment. I know Sam Darnold had issues last year towards the end of the year. People were blitzing and he didn't know how to respond. This year he's playing well. He absolutely tore up
on
the weekend. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half. He was amazing. The Eagles obviously 6-2, but the Colts have gone all in too. They've just traded for Sauce Gardner, and they've given up 2 first-round picks.
It's insane.
He's a cornerback who is not playing to the salary that he's on, so they pick up the salary as well, and it's an upgraded salary, so they've got it for some time, and they've given up 2 first-round picks. It's huge.
Yeah, I think with that trade, I think the Jets now start off like their 2026 draft, they've got that many first-round picks.
Yeah. They've got them for this year, and for the next draft and the draft after. They've got Dallas's second round next year and a first round the year after, and they get Indy's first round next year and first round the year after.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I think they've just kind of given up on this season and just hoping to get a few college kids come through.
See, I don't understand that because you know what you got. Like Sauce Gardner is a very good cornerback.
Yeah, but but you just said it. They know what they got. They've got a 1-7 record, and they got a cornerback they're paying massive money to.
Yeah,
they need more than that. I think they work it out that we can buy another cornerback. We don't have a quarterback
for a quarter of the money.
Yeah, we don't have a quarterback. We don't have much else going at the moment. We may as well try and get some draft stock to rebuild this team and try. And if it works, it works. If it fails,
quarterback is the bloke from
Justin Fields
behind the lights. Yeah, we watched him come out of high school and through.
No, Spencer Rattler.
No,
Justin Fields was he?
Was in that too, I think.
Yeah, right. Well, he sucks.
Yes, so does Spencer.
So yeah, I think that's what the Jets are doing. So yeah, mate, out of all those teams that have only lost 2 games, it's still a very open comp. Like I don't see anyone right now that is standing out. The Eagles are the same, mate. I still think the Eagles they've changed their team well with the trade, but I still think they can be beaten on the day. No, I don't. The Bills don't impress me. Wide receivers, mate.
Bills have some bad games in them. I think they all do. The only advantage Eagles have is they're in such a shitty conference.
Yeah, they are. That's true.
That, they'll probably get the bye first week of playoffs. So
and they're healthy. They are relatively healthy at the moment.
Yeah, and then now that we just got Jalen, that should boost us up a bit.
Give them another.
But it's anyone. Like if the Colts keep this run up, even Patriots, I would have ridden off Patriots at the start of the season, but they're just playing too good. Apart from their loss to Steelers.
He's a great coach, Mike Vrabel. He really is, mate.
The Giants should have grabbed him. They had an opportunity. They stayed with Brian, who was the worst coach and should be fired immediately. And anyway, not everything's about the Giants and my misery.
I'll go through some of the shitty teams here, Dan. So you got the Dolphins are 2-7, the Jets are 1-7, the Browns are 2-6, New Orleans 1-8, and the Giants are 2-7. I've left out the Titans and someone else just because they're rebuilding. The Dolphins are going to have to rebuild at the moment. They're starting to, obviously. They've got a poor quarterback and a very average coach. The Jets, obviously, as we've said, have rebuilt. But the Jets are rebuilding. Yeah. This is the same team that drafted Sam Darnold. He played 3 years for them, and then they traded him because they didn't like his play. And in the second year he was with them, he had 19 touchdowns and 13 interceptions and threw for over 3,000 yards as a second-year quarterback. And in the third year, so the year they wanted to trade him, he had 9 touchdowns and 11 interceptions and 2,200 yards. So there obviously was a bit of a downturn.
The third year was awful.
But that's a third-year guy. So he had one good year, one bad year, and then they go, no, you're done. And now he bounced around to a few different teams, and then he landed in Minnesota last year.
Played the lights out until 3 games to go.
And now he's lights out in Seattle. So there are some teams that just keep stepping on their own dicks, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
So I look at it, the Browns would be one. Like the Browns, obviously, the Deshaun Watson trade, they gave up 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, a 4th-round pick, and a 6th-round pick. And all his contract was $230 million guaranteed.
Fully guaranteed, yep.
So they have absolutely destroyed their own team for a player that is not only a bad player,
a bad human.
Yep. He's a shit bloke. So they sold, and they've done this year after year. So the question is then, when you're living over there and you obviously read the news, you see a lot of things happening. What do you see that the good teams are doing? Like, and I'll say the Eagles, because the Eagles with Howie Roseman are a very well-run organisation, and you see other teams that just can't get it right. What's the talk over there, and what do you see that makes the difference, and why are some teams so bad at it continually over their life, and other teams just can get it right?
Well, I feel like Howie is just so aggressive with just getting what he wants. Like he actually nearly landed Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard those rumors.
They wanted 3 first rounders, didn't they?
Yeah, correct.
That's massive.
But
it's almost worth it though.
Yeah, and then in the end they ended up getting Jalen. But I don't know, he just like seems quite hungry and demanding kind of thing. Like he's not afraid to to trade first round picks or whatnot just to get his team across the line, because he just seems quite aggressive, and as opposed to the other teams, I don't really see too much aggression like from many more teams.
They kind of just sit with the mediocrity, don't they? They kind of the Browns made a very aggressive trade, right? That was one of the most aggressive trades in history, but it wasn't to get a player. It wasn't to get a good player. Like, he was a player that was under multiple lawsuits for sexual harassment and sexual touching. Every time he had a massage, his hands went wandering. It was for a player that had not taken his team to any great heights, but he would throw for 5,000 yards and something 40 touchdowns, but he would also have 30 interceptions. So they made the aggression, but it didn't match for the player that they were going for. Like, it just seemed to be, we're going all in on this and not looking to the future, whereas Howie seems to look to the future and go, this is what I want for the future rather than for right now. Like, he does make plays for right now, but he just seems to be more balanced, whereas some of these teams, like the Dolphins, just sat with their quarterback who's crap, and for year in, year out, they're just average. And other teams just seem to be able, right, we're going to change our team by doing A, B, and C, and they stay the course, and it changes.
Yeah, like I don't know. I just think probably Howard just knows his team better. Like I think out of all the Eagles players, there's so many of them that have started as Eagles. Like they got drafted with the Eagles, and they're still with the Eagles, and they're like Pro Bowl ballers and stuff like that. And he just knows how to find them, put them into the team, and it just works well how they get in the team. Like, look at he drafted Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah, that was
like their rookie years, they were in the top 100.
Yeah, and you're right, that is freakish to be able to do that. And don't get me wrong, he has had some bad. He struggled to draft a really good wide receiver. The Eagles, year in, year out, would get. I mean, they took Nelson Aguilar over. I think it was Nelson over the Vikings. What's his name? The Vikings wide receiver, the gun.
Is it Jefferson?
Jefferson. Yeah. Justin Jefferson. They drafted Aguilar over him at like 17, and Jefferson goes in at 18. So they always struggled to find a good wide receiver in the draft. So rather than that, he just said, right, I'll go out and get AJ Brown.
Let's go buy one.
Yeah. And who I don't
know.
Yeah,
it hasn't got a bad running back, though.
Where did he come from, Dave?
He come from the Giants. We gave him away. We didn't even get a draft pick for him.
So no, it's interesting. I find that some teams, and it's like in the NRL, some teams are run far better than others, but in the NFL, it does seem to be a real gap between those that are well run and those that just struggle.
Cheat.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, that's all good, mate. What's the multi for the week, mate?
All right, my multi for the week. So I do have at the bottom price, but I can't see what the anytime touchdown adds to it. So believe it or not, I've gone Eagles.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they're not even favourites this week.
They're not, actually. I saw that.
They're $2 or like 20 or $2.30 against Packers. I just thought that was a bit of a steal. I actually got a good one last week when I realised Denver Broncos weren't favourites against Texans. So that was shocking last week.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've got Eagles to win. I've got Ravens and Derrick Henry anytime touchdown.
Yep.
I've got the Colts to win,
Yep.
and then I've got Buffalo Bills and James Cook anytime.
Okay.
So I know it's at least $5.30 without any times in there.
Yeah, no, I do like that, mate. I think you're right. The Eagles, the Green Bay were very ordinary on the weekend. They've lost their tight end, Tyler Kraft, as well for the season. I completely agree with you with why I can't understand why the Eagles are not favourites. I know it's at Green Bay, which is fine, but didn't Green Bay just lose to someone? They lost to Carolina.
Yeah, correct. They lost the Panthers, and I think they've lost the Cleveland Browns, if I'm not mistaken.
They did, mate. Yeah, you're right. So I don't know where this is coming from, but you know what? I mean, everyone wants to step up and play well against the Eagles, so maybe that's related to that, mate. I've got a same game multi as well. Firstly on Friday, I've got the Raiders Denver, Bowers, Genty, and Franklin anytime. That's at $14. Just don't go crazy on that one. Just a little bit. But then same game as well. I've got Nix to rush for 20 yards or more. Nix to throw 2 TDs. Sutton anytime at $5.50.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Get on that.
I like that.
I didn't do them, so there you go.
So, all right. Ox, I think that's it, mate. We do appreciate it. We'll let you get to bed, mate. You got to get up early and get to work.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I actually care about this job.
No worries.
Hey, you got to come back to Canberra and finish that job you started when you left, mate. It's still unfinished.
Oh, yeah, one day. One day. Can't you send your good mate Mo?
No, yeah, well, yeah, maybe.
Mate, you can't ask him to do anything, mate. He whinges constantly.
Correct.
Oh. Hey, father like son.
Too easy.
All right, Ox.
Mate,
Well,
have a good sleep, mate.
All right, guys. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks,
Yeah.
buddy.
Have a good one. Bye.
That's it for the episode of Summer Sesh. Big thanks to the Bella for having us. We'll throw the tips on Insta later this week, so make sure you're following. And then on Spotify, you don't miss the next episode. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next time.